Hi class, before we get into our AMA on the results section, I just want to address the Lesson 9 application assignment. I've received quite a few questions and I apologize that this is coming so late. Most of the questions have been answered via email already, but just if you have a little bit of time before you submit that assignment tonight, I want to address those questions. One of the questions is about the formula that you will be using for the BMI. Please look directly at the Lesson 9 application assignment for that formula, but yes, to answer the majority of the questions, it is divided by 3. The entire formula is divided by 3, not multiplied by 3. So the formula is parentheses 2 times diastolic pressure plus systolic pressure, close parentheses, that entire thing divided by 3. And you should be getting numbers that range from about 95 to 130. If you receive any responses above that, then just know you probably did that formula incorrectly. The other question that I received several times was, what does it mean by recode the variables into 4 options instead of 5? Okay, this is something that's going to be very important for your results section. As you can see, there are currently 5 options under that very good variable. We just want to combine we want to combine 2 of those options into 1. So that very good, they're currently split into 2 separate categories. You're going to use the VLOOKUP formula or another formula, though I would suggest the VLOOKUP, to create the very good into one category. And you will use this in your own data analysis, just because sometimes you'll see that maybe there's not a huge difference between those 2 categorizations, or maybe you don't have a lot of responses for one of those categories. Sometimes you just have too many categories. Maybe you end up having a scale and you have like 9 options on the scale, and you feel after performing the data analysis that there's a better way to kind of collapse those options. That's what you'll do. So you can turn 2 or more categories into 1, and you just rename it. That video I posted where I go through the assignment should give you a good idea of how to use the VLOOKUP formula. You're welcome to use the nested formula, but that is a little bit more complicated and not quite as applicable to your own assignment. All right, several of you have asked about those additional templates listed in the assignment. I believe that they are listed under steps 2 as numbers 8 or as options A, B, and C. You won't be using those at all for the Lesson 9 application assignment. Those are things that can be used to help you with your own data analysis. The only template you will be using is listed under step 3, the data analysis template. And then finally, I've received a question about the measures of central tendency and how not all of those are applicable to all of the variables. As you go through, you are welcome to run all of the tests on all of the variables. Just know it doesn't always make sense. For example, if someone is listing if they are male or female, it's probably not important to know what the standard deviation is or the mean, median, and mode. Think about the type of variables you're looking at. If it's a categorical variable, maybe some of those measures of central tendency are not quite as applicable. But if you have something like age, you do want to know the median age or the age that occurs most often, things like that. So just keep that in mind. In that video that was posted several weeks ago, it does show you which variables I think require additional work, or where that mean, median, mode come into play. Like I said, they're not applicable to all of them, especially categorical variables. So just think about that as you go forward. I hope that answers any and all questions that you have about that assignment. I am excited to see it as it comes in this evening.